Hello and welcome to yet another exciting edition of Trendz Travel. As always, I'm your host, Eloise Scoble, and can you believe that we are already into the second week of October and festive season celebrations are already underway. It started this weekend with the Sizzle City food and wine tasting where they're trying to promote responsible drinking, and this year their hashtag is alcohol is no excuse for femicide. Let's have a look.
We are at the Richards Bay Zululand Yacht Club where we are having the Sizzle City food and wine tasting. It's the fourth annual event that we're doing. It's a multiracial event that we do annually. First and foremost, it is to promote responsible drinking, to promote a healthy lifestyle, health, and also to interact in terms of culture and heritage. Hence, we're bringing all sorts of food and all sorts of wines to come through.
The wine that we brought today, it's different one. We've got sweet wine, we've got semi-sweet wine, we've got dry red wine. In fact, that we've got a new line that we call the Skyline. It's a semi-sweet. I think I'll say most of the people, they enjoy it. It's a semi-sweet wine. It's like 11% alcoholic. It's like fruity and honey in taste.
We invited the students that are doing hospitality just to showcase their talent, to say to the students that are not good in maths and science, to say that also you can go for this industry, you can go for tourism studies, you can go for hospitality studies. So we are just assisting the universities.
The Zululand Quarter Kings were also present, prepping the best acha-based mini quarters you could find, topped with chips, cheese, Vienna and lettuce. But it was La Fusion that stole the culinary show with their flaming hot kitchen skills. From bobbing and weaving to flipping and tossing to all-out flame-throwing. The audience was hooked to every second of this hot performance. Standing ready with cell phones in hand, awaiting the final product, the dancing chefs add the finishing sauces, garnishes and touches. And voila! It is a steamy, mouth-watering pile of meat and veg and fresh rolls held up by the proud, breathless chefs. Then it was time to zoom into some decadence for those with a more sweet palate. From soft, creamy cupcakes to an epic layered red velvet cake, it was definitely worth a stop.
We try by all means to give local people a platform to showcase. Even today, we're going to have a fashion show later on the day, whereby we'll be giving local designers a platform free of charge.
African Child is my clothing brand. It's a brand that just came out from my mind. It's more based on embracing your culture, embracing. Make sure that we are embracing yourself, that you're an African. I have tracksuit, got hoodie, jacket, track pant, got t-shirt, got vest, got dresses, even got summer dresses and got shorts for the summer. On this brand, when you're wearing it, it's showing your pride about being an African.
But now it was on to a little more serious things as the former MEC of Health took to the stage. The event has been underway. It has been quite a beautiful event. The sun is out. Everyone is enjoying it. The event is actually to bring awareness of the fact that it is the festive season coming up and everybody will be drinking, and we just want to make sure that everybody is drinking responsibly. Now, an event like this is a perfect place to kick off something like that because people are here. These are the events that are going to be happening throughout the festive season where people are going to be drinking, and we want to make them aware of events like this. So how can we make people aware of events like this?
We can only commend SABC for doing what you are doing, guys. It's going a long way, creating this awareness. So please have a responsible drinking, or if you have drinking too much, get someone else from home or stay overnight in whatever that place is. Because really, we lose young lives. People who are breadwinners, people that we need in the society to lead our society and give back and the contribution. So really, I'm such a strong advocate of no drinking or responsible drinking.
And on that note, the day's entertainment were ushered in style. Starting the afternoon off was the melodic sounds of newcomer to the festival, Lilo M. Then it was the vibrant Naledi who actually got a musical break right here at the very first Sizzle City Food and Wine Festival. Young dance performers were also given the stage, taking the party well into the night. Now, you know we love hearing from you, so why don't you hit us up on our social media pages. That's on Twitter or on Instagram. That's Trendz on SABC using the hashtag SABC News. Our resident fashionista Njabula was in for a great surprise as he took to Louis Vuitton Santon for their new ready-to-wear women's collection straight out of Paris.
Kyle, how are you?
Hi, Njabula, how are you?
I'm fine. Yourself?
Good, thank you.
So
Very
what's
good.
happening today?
So here we are launching the ready-to-wear range for LV for the first time in South Africa. The ladies' clothing. We've had men's for quite a while, but it's the first time we're having like ladies. And this is our fall winter range. And we're going to show you how to make these work through seasons, from winter to summer, because that's what our look sort of goes through, is pieces that you can wear in summer, in winter, in the in-between, and from day into evening.
I was actually going to ask you the next question is, why are we doing winter when we literally in SA, we're about to approach summer, whereas the other countries are still doing the autumn, winter.
Yeah.
So how are we in terms of the seasons?
Yeah, of course. So how international like fashion works, or should I say in French fashion?
Yes.
We have the opposite season happening at the opposite time. So we're in summer, they're in winter, we're in winter, they're in summer. So basically we have to work with them in that season, but we try and have it later. But so if we change into summer, we try and have it a bit early, and if we change into winter, we try and have it a bit later, because we get colder a bit later.
Yes.
So basically we're only launching the summer in November here, but our actual head designer himself, he likes to do things that work in between like seasons, because sometimes you watch a cruise show which is supposed to be about a holiday, a beachy vibe, and he's got very long heavy clothing. So we sort of want to show how things can be short, can be light floral, but also work in a winter sort of
And I
silhouette.
believe this collection that you're going to show us today is literally just came out of Paris.
Literally off the runway, every single piece. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Very
Okay,
excited.
cool. Can
Very
you take us
excited.
to the first look of the day?
So the first look, we can come through petal. So what we basically have here is we have a carcass dress and a floral shirt. So basically what we obviously see first off is the contrast of black into white, the floral versus the hard like bodice of the like carcass dress, but also pairing it with our famous sneakers, which add a lighter, more fun effect to it. And then we like to do something in sort of a layering effect here. So we'll take on one of our showpieces, which is this amazing cape. I think in terms of LV or in terms of French fashion as a whole, your layering is very important because it creates a different look altogether. And sometimes even as you'll see, it can take a look from day into evening very, very quickly, or the opposite way around. And we'll see on the cape, this is actually quite a stunning piece. So this was featured in the fall winter show, exactly the way I'm about to show it here. You see the cape in full form with all of these ruffles, which can be worn down. The monogram detailing on the back of the cape hangs through. And as we turn around, we can pull the cape right up across the shoulder, which creates almost a hiding place for the shirt, and you find that you now have a very emphasized silhouette on her shoulders with a nice cape, sort of a detailing with the ruffle flowing through and the monogram on the side. Perfect. The next look is Bethany. So what we have here is, of course, our famous like damier print of the house, which is enlarged in this sort of a denim fabric. And if you actually, I mean, the people at home can't feel it, but if you feel it, it's extremely light and stretchy. So it's a very like breathable and more versatile fabric. Paired with a white shirt underneath it makes it a bit more dressier for a slightly colder day if you want. But even if the shirt was not there, you get a clean, very simple look. Paired with our boots here. What we have here is a pant directly from the fashion show as well as this jersey. What we have here is actually quite a unique shape and pant. It's called a carrot pant. So it frames the waist, the lower waist of her body, as well as a tighter grip at the bottom. We have the detailing here on the pant. We open up the zip completely all the way down on either side. And what it does is it creates an extra flow through the pant to get a lighter silhouette on this sort of a heavier fabric. You have the damier print showing right through, and it has a pocket right here on the side. So Bethany will show you the flowiness as she moves in it. It creates a much lighter feeling for a winter item. We're gonna layer this one with one of our classic pieces now. And this is the monogram belted cape. So the belted cape has become quite iconic as a staple in your winter wardrobe. Just want to show it and how it can change the entire outfit as well. So we have the tan in the clothing versus the monogram here. So the cape completely with the hood as well on top. We can also look at folding up the sleeves a bit to show off the monogram print even more. And of course, taking in the belt from either side. As we thread it through. All together. Yeah.
Did you know that in this beautiful rainbow nation of ours, there are approximately over 1,500 different skin tones? Well, Pauline went to Braamfontein to discover all of these.
Curiosity got the better of these youngsters who braved the scorching sun just to find out if there's truth to the notion that there's over 1,500 skin tones in South Africa. A well-known cosmetic brand was out at Wits main campus in Braamfontein to prove this theory using their shade matching technique.
Word on the street is that there are over 1,500 skin tones in South Africa alone. There is a study taking place right now, right here at Wits University. That is why I am here. I'm more interested to find out if they have a foundation to match my skin tone and to see if they can prove that there's over 1,500 skin tones in South Africa, and if they can match all of those skin tones.
Shade mapping is done by positioning shades, different shades, by positioning them in two axes. So the one measures the lightness of the skin tone and the other one measures the actual color. So color meaning, blue undertone, yellow undertone, and that's it.
You start with getting your foundation shade pre-matched just to avoid queues and long waits into actually getting your foundation shade matched. We got experts to come and pre-match you and assign you an initial shade number before you go in. Then you go in and we've got 18 makeup artists working in there, and they test 3 different shades on you to determine which one will be your best fit. Then from there on you go from registration, we take a pic of you with your shade, and then you come out and you get your gift.
Yo, 1,500, isn't that a little bit a lot?
It's a lot. But I think last time I checked the numbers, we were on 1,200 and we still have 3 hours to go. So I'm confident that we'll make it.
With more and more shade matching achieved, the ladies just couldn't resist an opportunity for a before and after selfie.
Always been perplexed by the yellow undertone. Are you able to describe that?
Usually when you check a skin tone, you check it on your wrist. So you see what color comes out first. If it pops out first, if it pops out yellow, green, you will definitely know. On your wrist is the best place to check your skin tone.
She has a yellow undertone, so I picked out all the shades with more of a yellow undertone compared to a pink undertone. And yeah, we're going to test which ones closely match her skin.
Girls never pass an opportunity to bond over a cosmetic event and, of course, a chance to scoop a nice freebie or two.
Coming up after the break, we take you to South Africa's oldest 5-star hotel. Stay tuned. KwaZulu-Natal and Durban in particular have many tourist attractions. But what if I told you one of the hotels you're staying in could be one of those tourist attractions? We take you to one of the oldest 5-star hotels ever built.
The Protea Hotel Edward was built in 1911 and it's a very Victorian style, it's a real traditional hotel. I think we've done well to maintain this heritage and just to preserve it. It's your classic hotel, it's not like the new hotels where everything is modern and everything is clean cut. So it's a lot of wood over here, you can see by the pictures everything is very old and we've preserved it. The current owners are HPF, Hospitality Property Fund. They bought this hotel from Protea Hotels and they really want us to maintain this and to keep the classic hotel feel. I know they had one big refurbishment in 1930 and since then it's basically stayed the same. They've just added another floor. So we can't do anything to the facade of the hotel or the outside. We would need permission for that. Yeah. Yes, so this is a heritage site. We've managed to keep a lot of these old menus and going back to 1948, we've got some of these old menus. It was originally a Chinese restaurant on the first floor. That one closed down and then they had 3 restaurants down here in the bottom. So we're currently sitting in what was known as the Brasserie restaurant. Then on that side was the Chinese restaurant and in the back was the very famous smorgasbord that everybody in Durban knows about. Smorgasbord was known for their extravagant seafood buffets where they served crayfish and yeah. So there was a lot of famous people that stayed here over time. You know, the hotel is named after King Edward IV. And we've had famous people from the Kennedys that had stayed here before as well. Like you say, the Dalai Lama was here. That Prince Buthelezi stayed over here before, Nelson Mandela. So there's a lot of history over here. A lot of well-known people came because this was one of the best 5-star hotels in Durban back in its time.
With its oak finishes and dramatic, romantic, sweeping chandeliers, one would think you've stepped on board the Titanic.
I've had that before a few times already where people say it reminds them of the Titanic or cruise ships. Yeah, it's got that feel to it. I love this hotel. It's a beautiful classic hotel. So I just wanted to show you what I have over here. It's just 2 menus. You can see this one here was from 1948 over here.
It's all Frenchy.
Yes, all Frenchies, and that was the cuisine. You know, there was dishes like turtle soup and things that you don't get anymore. Over here is just another menu. This one is from 1971. This was the Mandarin Room. So the Mandarin Room used to be a Chinese restaurant on the first floor. I think it was one of the first Chinese restaurants in Durban. It was opened by Michael Chan and George Wu. And they were here on the first floor, and then when Protea acquired the building, they had left then. And the other side of the hotel became a small Chinese restaurant, and they opened another restaurant somewhere in Durban North. Yes, so that was the Mandarin Room.
So it's quite interesting that the hotel has held on to all of this memorabilia. I mean, this is 1948 and this is 1971. I'm sure this is going to be worth a pretty penny someday.
Who knows? Yes.
Should I hold you?
I can also show you. Here's one of the bills from that folder. This was the Mandarin room, and I mean this was for 8 people, and their dinner came to 24 rand, and 6 coffees was 1.50 rand.
This is my kind of bowl.
Yeah. And even in those days, that was quite a price to pay. You know, those were the days where the rand was stronger than the pound and the dollar.
This was people living their best lives.
Yes.
Come here to spend a whole weekend. And of course, what would this old school charm be without a live pianist? A truly magnificent visit for both local and international guests.
The international guests, they really love it. It's a real classic hotel, and they always comment about the great service.
And that's all we have here in this week's edition of Trendz Travel. As always, you can catch us on our Instagram and Twitter pages. That's Trendz on SABC using the hashtag SABC News. This is Eloise Scoble signing out.